Hello Internet, welcome back to Space Empires 4. I believe we're in the process of trying to wipe out the human race, or the Earthican Empire, I should say. We're hoping to recover supplies here. I'm thinking we may want to send another supply ship instead, because I think that they're really struggling with supplies. Let's go ahead and build one. We'll set that up for being done after the next big boy here. Have we sent anyone to resupply? I think we were in the process of planning to do that. Go ahead and end our turn. They're still throwing themselves at us. Every fight we get into is costing us supplies from our weapons, and we're slowly losing supplies. That's why we need to do something about this. Cruiser built, colony ships built, research centers. So it's a new day, so I'm not 100% familiar with what we were doing. I'm trying to record this all in like big batches so that I can maintain my awareness of what's going on, because a game like this, if you walk away from for a few days and come back, you're really going to struggle to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. So, and that's been really difficult this week. I have, my sleep schedule is different from what it usually is. Let's, we're going to send those as replacements. We keep 2 behind. And we'll wait for that supply ship in 2 years here. Yeah, my sleep schedule's all messed up. I have some things going on this week, and it's really just taking time. It's taking my time. You know, I got to go somewhere on Wednesday from like 9 to noon, essentially, and usually I'm in bed by 6 a.m. So, like, I'm trying to adjust my sleep schedule. You're going to be research compound, and it's really frustrating, because I hate messing up my sleep schedule. It really changes things. Where's that new colony? Naloom. Okay. You have garbage stats, so you're just going to be researched, like I said. Okay. We did take care of our mineral stuff in the last episode, although it's not as high as I thought it was. Although we are capped out now. And I think we're still building mineral harvesting elsewhere, so I don't think it's like super terrible. Let's send... Oh, we're waiting for that supply ship. What are we doing for research? We're just unlocking the next stellar manipulation thing. Supplier constructed, so we're going to send that up as well, and that will start accruing supplies as well. Go ahead and send the supplier. Okay, we'll send them through the wormhole to group up with these. And then I think we've pushed the humans back to the point where they're really no threat at this point. They're just throwing ships at us and just getting massacred. This is an excellent monolith facility, so we'll build that. First contact with the final race. What happened? Because that's us. Rebellion. Population of Lundra 2 has rebelled against us and formed a new nation. Uh-huh. Really? Really? So we're going to eradicate this, because I do not abide insurrection. So what we're going to do is just send this fleet here, because I have no tolerance for this. Are you upgraded at all, or are you garbage? You're somewhat upgraded. Certainly we will be better off than the units that we've built here, so they should have just known better than to rebel. I have no tolerance for that. So we need another gas ship, although this is not, it's just huge. So we lost all of our construction stuff, which is a little irritating. Most likely someone planted these seeds of rebellion and forced us into this situation by, I mean, our other populations are all very happy, so it makes me think it was an enemy using intel to corrupt our people, essentially, which is not fun. You're just here for defense. You're the population transport. What do you got going on? What's your population? Nearly half? What is this population? 8,000 million. Yeah, dump your people here, and we'll send you back to this planet, our seed planet, for more population. These will join up next turn. This is making progress. Good. End our turn. Research Center message. Your civilization has become a threat to the rest of... It was a message from the Lundra Society, but we destroyed them, so it's irrelevant. They should have known better. Really is what it keeps coming back to. They should have never rebelled against us, because they should have known. Like, it's a little silly, right? If you were a planet that was going to rebel and you knew that we had like 60 other planets in the universe, do you really think they're just going to let that go? Really? Like, is that what you thought? Yes, just quickly eradicate those. We have such numbers and such a potent force that I don't foresee any issues here. We may lose a few ships just to their more advanced satellites, but honestly, we wiped out this system not that long ago, so I don't know how many they could have really manufactured in this time. Spatial anomaly. Transported Defense Destroyer 2 to an entirely different solar system. Go to. That's fine. Go ahead and just base up here. Yeah, I think these are political attacks, them using intelligence resources to hurt us, essentially. Can you still move? You can. Take this ship out. I don't like them having ships. And we're just gonna eradicate this species, essentially. Yes, strategic. We may, again, lose some ships here. No damage at all. We're still manufacturing cruisers. No damage. Okay, it's fine. At this point, I don't foresee them being an issue. So this is where I start to not enjoy the game as much, when it's going place to place and trying to wipe out the enemy. It's so time consuming to micromanage moving from place to place. That just gets old, especially when it's a large sector, because we have so far to move. You'll see our supplies have dipped considerably because we're using our weapons so much. Looks like they are moving in with cruisers. Same thing, they should probably know better. This was our companion that decided to turn on us really for no reason and attack us in a recent episode. And they cannot face our might at all. They are way too weak to ever pose a threat to us. So we're just going to keep manufacturing some ships here just to keep the queues up. And we are reaching high maintenance levels where I would say let's stop building things. But I would like a sizable defense force as well, since we're spread a little thin with us being up here. It looks like we are down to one movement, which is a result of this guy not having enough supplies. So I think we're just going to chill for a few turns. In fact, I think we should build another supply ship. What we could do is build a larger supply ship instead of being a destroyer. Build one of the enormous ships and just pack it with, you know, solar panels. It would generate so much more, but we already have this built that I think we should just go with what we have pre-constructed, or pre-designed, I should say, not pre-constructed. And our turn, combat, 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 combat. Where did that guy go? Looks like he retreated, which is the smart play. Why don't we go ahead and park these ships here for a little while, just to catch anyone that comes through. They're not sending any more ships through. Honestly, at this point, they're on the ropes. I imagine they're virtually destroyed. We got about... I mean, we're going to run out of supplies again. We're down to one movement again. So we'll just end our turn here. We'll wait for that supplier and send it to group up with them. See here, they're trying to come through that warp point we just staged our people at. So easy kill there. Supplier constructed, combat research centers. Send the supplier to join up with our forces. And you should be able to move again. Just destroy this. How many do they have left at this point? You'll see their score is it just shrunk enormous, just tons. They have an additional 19 freaking planets in 5 different systems. It's just so tedious to go from place to place and try to kill out, you know, snuff out every little bit of resistance. It doesn't take that many ships. Why would you move over here? I sent you through this warp point. Why would you have come over here to go up? Real dumb. Enemy ships, yes. Destroy the satellites. We probably took some damage there. Looks like we took some damage to our supply ships, which is interesting because those should really never be in combat. Oh, why are you here? Why would it show that you were going through here and then have you double through their system? Doesn't make any sense. Really annoying. Let's take out this ship. I mean, that was a battle cruiser, quite a large ship. We look fine. Let's post up on the warp point, regenerate some supplies. Somehow, they have gotten a ship all the way over here. I'm a little irritated by that. So they may get a free attack on our planet because we never built. You have some guns. Well, send our people back to the planet. Not sure how they slipped through here. Getting real tired of them. What? This is our... We lost our supply ship because we had to pull our ships back. Where did this thing go? How did it even get in here? It's not here. It's not here. Where did the enemy ship go? It was right here. Really hate that. You know, we talked previously about how they don't animate enemy ship movements and how that can lead to a lot of confusion. Let's head through, just start wiping out their planets, hopefully reduce their ship production so that we can stop dealing with quite so many ships. We're very low on supplies. Build some more supply ships, please. No, not a gas thing. Build me 2 supply ships. Getting frustrated at this point. You know what? Don't do this. Build us a new design, I think. Make it a battleship. Make it the biggest thing we have. Defense ship. Big supply. 1. Gotta capitalize things or I will lose my mind. So, combat computer will save us 50 instead of 50. It only costs us 20. Give it some shields. Engines, of course. Give it the sail so it has a little bit more mobility. Give it a point defense cannon just to protect itself a little bit, although they're not using missile weapons. Give it 1 big old gun. And then everything else is going to be solar panels. There's going to be a lot of supplies generated every turn, which is the point. Then we will build... We didn't give it sensors or anything. We could, in fact, we should give it defensive abilities. So let's go ahead and upgrade that immediately. Supplier, no, big supply, upgrade, remove 1, and give it... Oh, we don't need multiple. Well, we'll give it all the protection. So we'll give it combat sensors, ECM, and multiplex tracking, even though it's not going to need those. But it's a little bit more, so the gun hits a little harder. It's a little bit more defensive. We do have 900 shields on it. Great design. Obsolete the first one. And let's build 1 of those should be plenty. So let's build... Big supply. Reorder the queue. Get that baby moved up there. Move up. Yes. And it will take 4 years, which is fine. Let's move up these forces because I'm already tired of them ducking in and out of my system. I'm not sure how they got in. When we were posted up here, it means they came from down here. But that's so far for them to go. I don't understand why they came over here. So let's send these guys over here. Yes, destroy. Like, we are ripping through their society, and yet it seems to be having no effect on the number of ships they're able to produce. Open more warp points, destroy stars, destroy large nebula. Like, sometimes there's a nebula that takes up the entire solar system, so we can deal with that now. Collapse black holes, so we could destroy a black hole, which I think leaves asteroids behind, so we could potentially turn those into planets and then colonize them. I think we're still not at the super planet, being able to manufacture our own uber planets, but not much we can really do about that. I don't see any reason to upgrade to different weapons. And I don't really know what to research anymore. So I guess we'll go back to computers a little bit. Work on propulsion some more. What does resupply do? Resupply pods. I don't really care about that. Shields, sensors, scanners. I guess we could go... Scanners I don't care about. Guess we'll just keep upgrading shields as well. And I don't see any reason to... I mean, we should work on intelligence, I think. We haven't done that. We could queue up intelligence as well. So we can start building intelligence centers to hopefully stop them from creating riots and things the way they have been. Let's continue wiping out their planets. Continue wiping out their planets. Everything we destroy means less resources for them. We actually lost 2 of our destroyers in that fight, which means we probably lost our supply ships. I'm really annoyed that they seem to be targeting our supply ships, especially because they should be pulling back immediately because they have no guns. And usually when a ship has no guns, it will stay away from combat. So I don't understand why we're losing our supply ships. That one was fine. Yeah, we're losing, see, supply. There's no reason we should have lost those ships. They should have never gone up to the planet to engage in combat. We're going to hold off here because, oh, I bet it's possible they had reduced movement because they didn't have supplies. We're going to stall here until we can resupply because this is going to be a big combat. You did not follow your orders. Go over here. Because it's going to be a big combat and we would like to have everyone fully supplied. And no, do not enter that. Fully supplied and ready for combat. We can send you through to attack. Never mind, you're out of movements. Okay. Supplier is still not complete. One more turn. Yes. Factories, computer complex. Increases all research in the system by 10%. Tech area, big boy constructed, big supply constructed. How are we doing resource-wise? Quite a lot of resources. Go ahead and send that supply ship up there. In fact, let's move you as a group with some other ships so that we're not just exposing you to like death or anything. What else are you building? Light cruisers most likely? Nothing. Build me another big boy, build me some cruisers. Are you the updated cruisers? You are. So you're in a fine position. I just feel stretched thin. Despite having a ton of advantages over our enemies, I'm just getting annoyed by how hard they're clinging on to things. So like, these humans, they still have 14 planets spread out in 5 different systems, and it's so obnoxious to try and hunt that down. So let's send them to regroup. Propulsion, great. Sure. We'll queue propulsion up again. We'll queue up intelligence again, I guess. Queue up, well, research doesn't matter at this point. We have so many research points. Send you guys through here. They should be recouping supplies just from sitting up here. Honestly. 22,000. Yeah, we would like those numbers to be higher so they're at their peak performance for combat. Shield regenerator, ship bomb. Bomb has exploded aboard ship destroyer. Yeah, that's because we have not been devoting any points to counter espionage, unfortunately. So if I didn't cover it, intelligence is like spying intelligence. So cruiser should be fine. We have far superior weapons than this particular group of enemies, so should be fine there. Really, we should build a secondary force and start dealing with them since they're pretty isolated to these handful of systems. We could probably wipe them out pretty easily. Did you build... Okay, you have defensive ships. We don't really want you to expose yourself to combat. We don't want to send those off and have you not have defenses. Why don't you start building some military ships as well? We'll build another big supplier, and we'll send 2 big boys and a cruiser. And then over here, we will also build some things. We can't build ships. We never finished. Okay. Scrap facilities. Scrap facilities. I wish I could do this. Why can't I do this from this menu where I can actually see what I'm doing? We built 2 spaceports instead of a space yard. Okay, how do I scrap? Nope. Facility, yes. Get rid of one of the spaceports. There's no reason for a duplicate spaceport. And we will build our space yard facility. Yes. Yes. Okay. New engine gives 2 bonus movements instead of the one that we're getting currently. Not super relevant at the moment, but we can just keep throwing points at that since, you know, it is valuable. Throw some more points at shields. Computers, sounds fine. Almost regrouped. Almost regrouped. Yes. More intelligence projects. We will start building intelligence facilities when we start expanding our colonies further. Let's combine these fleets. Remove all. Add all. 45,000. So we're in a decent enough position, I think, to attack here. 31 ships. Didn't lose anyone, which is nice. Continue knocking out their planets. The rest of these should be easy. I was just a little concerned about that one with satellites and whatnot. And let's look for their few remaining planets where they're hiding and waiting, hoping to survive devastation. We could probably seek peace with them. In fact, why don't we seek peace with this? You know what? No. Let's seek peace with them. Why not? There's really no reason to... How do I demand? None of these. I don't know how to make someone go to peace with me. I guess we would just suggest a different treaty. So like non-aggression. See what they say. Couple more planets. Yeah, this is like... I don't enjoy this aspect of the game. I enjoy the research and building of different things. So what I would like to do... Let's construct a base. Base, the biggest one possible. Yeah, the biggest one possible. This is a defense ship. And we're going to call this Cables 1. And all we need here, master computer, is the cables. The cables. And that's all that this ship needs. Hyperdensity cables. We need this to build our own planets. So we're just going to set up one for cables. And then we're going to duplicate this. Cables. Copy. And instead of using cables, we're going to use the gravitic plating. Gravity plating. So plating 1. Create that. And then we'll create a copy of that as well. And we'll remove the density cables. And we'll replace that with the thing that actually generates the planet, which would be the ring world placement generator. It will create a ring world, so we'll need 5 of each of those bases, and it will create a ring world. So call this ring create. And then what we would need is a bunch of space yard ships. So let's look at our current space yard ship. Space yard, and we're going to upgrade this because we've unlocked future better space yards, so they will be able to construct more quickly. We'll also be putting better engines on it so it can move around a lot more freely. So we'll upgrade that. We'll mark the old one as obsolete. Space Yard 2, yes. And we will start building those out here. Go ahead and build me 4 space yards. We're probably losing materials. We need to start colonizing again so we can continue expanding our mineral production. but we may also just lose ships over time, which will reduce our, maintenance and whatnot. Sorry, my throat is bothering me. It's literally the first episode of the day. Yeah, this, I've been sleeping weird hours trying to get prepared for a meeting next week, and I'm just, I hate it. I got up today at like 8 p.m. Because I've been going to bed at noon to try and adjust my sleep schedule, and it's super frustrating. Low on supplies, of course. Of course we are. Supply constructed. Space yard facility constructed. You refuse to go to peace with me. Probably not in your best interest. Okay. And we weren't even a warmongering people. Like, I think it would be easy for you to look at this right now and say, oh my god, he's wiping out an entire species, and be like, he's a dictator monster. And it's like, nope. I'm more or less just defending myself from unwarranted attacks. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want war. They attacked me. We had a peace treaty with 3 of these races, and they declared war on us. We actively declared war on the humans because they were attacking this race, and we wanted to protect our buddy. Then, for no reason, they declared war on us, and at the same time, I believe they declared war on us, and then these people called us bloodthirsty and declared war on us. And it's like, I didn't do anything. I'm expanding. Just because I'm the big dog on the block doesn't mean you need to try and cut me down, because you can't compete. I can take over the whole universe right now based on the amount of technology that we're able to research, the speed at which we're able to research. You can't compete with me. You just can't do it. We'll go planet utilization again. We haven't done that in a while. I don't really care about that. I don't care about that. Did we ever research? Yeah, we researched all that stuff. I don't know. Shields, propulsion, cargo. We haven't done cargo. I mean, I don't know. Let's combine these fleets, I think. Actually, let's just put... yeah, let's send this as an attack fleet on the other civilization, so we'll head those out. Actually, before we do that, we would want a supplier with this ship. So go ahead and give me a big supplier. Where is big supply? In fact, give me 2 of those. No, just 1. And then build a couple backup ships for if these get destroyed. We haven't upgraded our military in ages either, so it's like we're just dominating them without really even having to advance our stuff any further. So just murderizing the enemy. This is doing fine. You're constructing more battleships. You can now construct ships. Why don't you resume the colonization effort? Why don't you give me a couple, I don't know, rock ships and 1 gas ship to take care of that 1 colony that we lost? I think you're just here for defense. You're maxed out on supply. Why are you maxed out on supplies? Do you have a supply depot? You shouldn't. Why do you have supplies? Did I give you solar panels? I did. Okay. Well, that was smart. That was smart of me. What is this? Star has begun the process of forming. Interesting. So we'll send them out to find another area with humans. The thing is, they probably have slipped a few colony ships by us, so they may be recolonizing this area, which is why it's so annoying to track down the enemies. Waiting on a supplier. Rock constructed. Communications lost with the Utron oligarchy. What? They may not exist anymore? Or they may have just used... it said that we suspected someone of doing it, so it's possible they just intentionally cut us off from that empire, but it's a bit peculiar that they would do that. I don't see how that's beneficial to them. But whatever, bitches be crazy. Keep ending our turns. Oh, that's right, we were constructing colony ships. Go ahead and grab some population. Colonize. We're really hoping to get more mineral generation. Really, this is not the best thing for that. We'll go ahead and build some monoliths, I guess. We'll get a little bit of everything. Where are the monoliths? You'll see at this point they harvest 900 per turn, and if we look at the regular ones, they also harvest 900 per turn. So there's really no reason other than speed to build the other ones, because these take 0.5, they take 5 turns instead of 1, which is a substantial, it's so much slower. Let's get to harvesting, to colonizing some of these as well. Yeah, you look colonizable. You look like a good prospect. Colonize that one. We'll go through here. Yeah, don't get yourself killed though. Still waiting on the supply ship. Waiting on you to teleport. You're out of supplies. Cancel movement. Just recoup some supplies. Big boy constructed. Gas constructed. So we'll take that and recolonize the planet where we lost the colony. Boom. Yes. And this supply thing is starting to get annoying. So they're not even here. Oh, they must be down here. They, I think, have slipped back into these other systems and are colonizing. It's sort of annoying. Wipe this guy out. I don't know what you think you're doing here. This is my neighborhood. This is my home. You're coming into my home and giving me grief. Tech level. Computer stuff. Citizen data bank. Intelligence generation, that's interesting. Big supply. Okay, so we'll send off this fleet. Go ahead and grab the big supply guy. We'll send this off as a fighting fleet as well. How much? You're down out of supplies again. Super tedious. You're going to be a monolith facility for sure. You're going to be an intelligence compound, which we have never had any intelligence buildings. So you are definitely getting monoliths. Monoliths, I think. And then this one will get all intelligence. Intelligence center. Yes. This will give us some points to do counter-espionage, so hopefully they will stop destroying our ships, moving our ships around, that kind of stuff. They're not here. So now we have to try and track down where the random human ships got to. Super annoying. Let's, can we get them to, like, be subservient to us? Demand your surrender. Demanding. I'm sure they won't. Why is that even an option? I'm sure they won't just surrender. Okay. How are you guys doing? Out of supplies, of course you are. Why wouldn't you be? Even though I've taken precautions to make sure you don't run out of supplies, you're always out of supplies. Monolith facility, all kinds of crap got built. We surrendered. They actually surrendered. We got... Yeah, I don't care. We got a bunch of technology from conquering them, but it's mostly not stuff I'm interested in, because we already have more or less what I want. Earthkin society destroyed. Great. And they became ours. So now we have these satellites up here. We have... I don't know what's in this system. It shows that we have units in this system. It must be hidden on one of these moons. Okay, they became our colonies. Can I abandon the colony? Yes. Cannot abandon with over 50 million people. Uh-huh. So they had conquered, they had recolonized 2 of these moons, and it looks like that's it. No, they were down here as well. Yeah, this would have been real annoying to track them down like that. So I'm glad we didn't have to do that. I see some units here. Let's destroy them. Okay, so now we can shift that force down here to deal with any issues we have with this particular group. We're going to look to wipe them out as well. And we've really mobilized for war at this point. Huge deficit. Let's... get rid of some ships that we don't need. No. No, let's not. What's your upkeep? 2,000. It's going to be such slow. We have this extra overhead now of additional planets and stuff that I just don't care about. Can I convert you to value? Scrap your facilities. Research? No. Get out of here. Gonna build some mineral mining facilities. Okay. What else? Can we convert you to value? Honestly, even the crappy ones, I would like you to just be... Oh yeah, we do need those facilities. But you don't have a spaceport. So we're not getting value out of this. Do you have a spaceport? You do. Get rid of these. Don't care about those. Build me mineral mining. We're a mineral hungry empire. What about you? Get rid of research. Build a mineral mining facility. Anybody else down here we can convert to value? It doesn't really look like it. This is really their only sector, so we'll be able to wipe them out, no problem. Check the moons. There were moons here, right? Moons. What do you got going on? One mineral miner. What about this guy? Mineral miner. Yeah, well, without a spaceport, this is all useless because it's not going to do anything for us. Let's reduce our ship numbers. Scrap. We cannot deal with this here. I want you to head back to base. I need you to rebase for a period of time. You can halt your construction. We don't need to continue mobilizing. We've dealt with what was essentially the biggest threat. So you can stop. Yes. You can stop as well. I forgot you were producing. Stop. In fact, we can get rid of some of these ships because we don't need to worry about anyone else coming in to attack us. We've cleared this entire sector. The only way they can come is through this area here. So once we deal with this enemy in this area, we only have one side of the universe to deal with. So I think some of these can be scrapped here. Yeah, we definitely don't need all these ships. So let's scrap some ships. I went overboard. I was, trying to deal with things. Definitely don't need a defense base that's garbage anymore. These are very old ships. Don't need the small population transport, and we're going to get rid of one of the beefy boys as well. So scrap those. This will give us a refund as well as lowering our costs. We're still quite a bit over. Let's shift back to building colonies instead. So let's go ahead and scrap. We went overboard. I admit it. We went overboard. Scrap them. Scrap them. We don't need all these battleships is the main thing here. Scrap. And that should probably do it. We're at negative 8,000. It's probably because of construction at the moment. So I don't think I'm super concerned about that. We can survive for a while like this. Oh, we're at 40 minutes. Well, I think we should probably call the episode. So for now, thank you for watching. We built our first intelligence center, and now it doesn't really matter. We don't really need intelligence so much. Which is an interesting thing to say. So they should be heading home. I don't think we need half these ships that we have. But we can't deal with them until we get them back to base. Because we can't scrap them while they're out in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, for now, I think that's going to do it. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I'll be back with more Space Empires 4 in the near future. And I'll see you next time.